And it's PLB, the MLB News, back with another video. Today's video is going to be, did the White Sox win the Chris Sale trade? Now, the reason I make this video is because there's not a lot of MLB news right now, and I think this is an interesting video. Just because when people look at the Chris Sale trade, it's always overlooked, in my opinion, of who they get back. They have got some good top prospects back. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you why I think the White Sox won the Chris Sale trade. Now, if you're Boston Red Sox fans, you may not agree with me, but I think you might have to agree with me after I explain this video. So if you like this kind of content on the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get notified when I upload. The MLB videos are not going anywhere, and before I get into these videos, do you guys still like the KBO content? I mean, it seems like on the video, the views have been going really down. Do you guys like the KBO content anymore? Like this video if you do. I don't really know. So, like this video if you do. Like the KBO content still, and if you have not yet checked out my basketball channel yet, it's PLB with Basketball News. Just dropped a video today on that channel. And check out my my football channel, which is PLB with Football News. A first video today or could be possibly coming soon. So on December 6th of 2016, the White Sox traded Chris Sale to the Boston Red Sox for Yoan Moncada, Michael Kopech, Luis Alexander Babis, and Victor Diaz. And if you did not know, Chris Sale changed his uniform number in this too from 49 to 41. Out of respect for Tim Wakefield. So, in this video, I'm going to explain why I think the White Sox won this trade. So, let's go ahead and get into why I think the White Sox won this trade. Starting off with Yoan Moncada. In 2019, he had a breakout season with the White Sox. He had a .315 batting average. He hit 25 home runs and 79 RBIs. He's a third baseman. In 2018, his stats were a .235 batting average, so his batting average went way up. 17 home runs, 61 RBIs. 2017, he had 8 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a .231 batting average. A .211 batting average in 2016, which was his rookie year with Boston. And no home runs and 1 RBI. So, in my opinion, if you're the Red Sox, I don't see why you would trade Yoan Moncada. I don't see why you trade Michael Kopech. And that's the main reason why I make this video. Let's just look at this. Future Game's most valuable player in 2016. Future Game selections 2016 and 2017. Baseball America Minor League Player of the Year 2016. Baseball America Minor League All-Star 2016. MILB.com Organization All-Star 2015, 2016, 2017. Baseball America AAA All-Star. He started the season with the White Sox. And yes, he was recalled one time. But he still had a really good 2019 season. And if the Red Sox knew what was to come, I understand why they would make this trade, maybe including Yoan Moncada, just because they do have Rafael Devers. I understand that. That's not the point I'm getting at in this video. What I'm saying is that you give up Yoan Moncada, who is a third baseman, let's face it. And he would have not fit well with Rafael Devers. One of them had to be traded. I completely understand this trade from that aspect of things. But what I do not understand is why you could give up a future AL MVP, in my opinion, in Yoan Moncada, for Chris Sale, who did not have a good 2019 season. He did not. I mean, let's go ahead and look at the stats. He's got Tommy John surgery. And here's my thinking also behind this video. I think he's not going to be nearly as good as he was 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Here were his 2019 stats. A 6-11 record with a 4.40 ERA. And yes, that's not bad. He did eat up a lot of innings, 146.1 innings, and he didn't even play but like 3/4 of the season. I get that the Red Sox were really bad, and overall in his MLB career, it proves that he's a good pitcher. 109 wins, 73 losses, and 3.03 ERA. That's a really good. Now, this video is also not to. I'm not saying Chris Sale's a bad player. I'm just saying going off his 2019 season, and with previous players after Tommy John surgery not being nearly as good, I think that Chris Sale's not going to be nearly as good as he once was. He's going to be out for the whole 2020 season, if there even is one. I mean, he went to a good Red Sox team. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But if you're the White Sox, the next two players that we talk about are going to be the real reason why I make this video. Starting off with their next player, which is Michael Kopech, who is currently on the Charlotte Knights roster. He is the number 3 prospect in the White Sox organization. Above him are Andrew Vaughn and Luis Robert. And below him are Nick Madrigal and Jonathan Stever. So, yes, I think Michael Kopech is the main reason why the Red Sox should have not done this trade. Now let's go ahead and get into his stats. Starting off with 2018 where he was injured most of the year. 2019 he was injured the whole year. But in 2020, as far as going from spring training, after Chris Sales had Tommy John surgery, I don't think he's going to be nearly as good as Michael Kopech is going to be one day. And in 2018 with the White Sox, he had a 1-1 record with a 5.02 ERA and 4 starts, 4 games started. Now, yes, he played most of the season with the Charlotte Knights, where he had a 7-7 record with a 3.70 ERA, 24 games started. Now, in 2017, he had an okay season, probably one of the better seasons of his career, a 9-8 record with a 2.88 ERA, 25 games started. Now, that is really good for a pitcher. In 2016, he had a 4-1 record with a 2.08 ERA. That was his last year with the Red Sox organization. Which, let's go ahead and look at the Red Sox top prospect, by the way. Jeter Downs. He is their top prospect. Michael Kopech could be their top prospect. Or Luis Alexander Babis, who is often forgotten that was ever even in this trade. And who is also a really good prospect who's on the Birmingham Barons roster right now. So it just makes it makes less sense more and more by the time you get into the stats of these players. It just does not make a lot of sense. I understand why you would give up Yoan Moncada. I think you could give up Yoan Moncada and the other player that was traded in this trade, and Victor Diaz, for Chris Sale. Yes, at the time, Chris Sale was really good. I totally understand. But I think that if you're looking at Chris Sale now, and the Red Sox maybe want to trade Chris Sale, just because I think he's not going to be nearly as good. And I just don't think he's going to be nearly as good as he was. And I think the Red Sox now could potentially want to trade him. And that would make it even a worse trade for the Red Sox. They gave up 2 top prospects. They gave up Yoan Moncada, who I think is going to be a future AL MVP. They also gave up Victor Diaz, who I don't think is that good. Victor Diaz is currently a pitcher on the Winston-Salem Dash roster. So, if he was traded 3 years ago, why is he still on the Winston-Salem Dash roster? He had an 0-1. The last time he pitched was in 2017, where he had a 0-1 record with a 14.25 ERA in 14 games. Now, he had a good 2016 season, a 2-5 record with a 3.88 ERA and 10 saves. And his best season of his career was in 2015 in DZL, Dominican Summer League. Not really that good of baseball there. 6-1 record with a 1.38 ERA, 7 saves. So he's not the big part of this trade. The big part of this trade is Michael Kopech and Luis Alexander Basabe. Let's go ahead and get into Luis Alexander Basabe's stats. So he's currently on the Birmingham Barons roster. He's the number 9 prospect for the White Sox, so that shows you how stacked of a farm system they have. He played spring training with the White Sox. In 2019, he had 3 home runs, 31 RBIs, and a .250 batting average, split between Kannapolis, where I saw him play for the Imitators, and now the Cannonballers, and Birmingham Barons. I think he has got a chance to start with the Barons or the Knights. I think he might start with the Knights just because he is a top prospect. And in 2018 with Winston-Salem and Birmingham, he had 15 home runs, 56 RBIs, and a .258 batting average. Probably the best year of his career, let's be honest. 2017 with the Winston-Salem Dash, he had 5 home runs, 36 RBIs, and a .221 batting average. 2016, he split between Salem, who is a single-A advanced affiliate of the Red Sox, and Greenville, the Drive, who are the single-A. He had 12 home runs, 53 RBIs, and a .264 batting average that year. In 2015 with Lowell, who is their short season affiliate. They are in the same league as the Spokane Indians. 7 home runs, 23 RBIs, and a .243 batting average. And in 2014, he had 1 home run, 39 RBIs, and a .269 batting average. And in 2013, he had 1 home run, 19 RBIs, and a .225 batting average. Now, he is a future game selection in 2018, probably the best year of his career. He was a midseason All-Star in 2015 and 2018. Baseball America Low Class A All-Star in 2016, postseason All-Star with Greenville in 2016, and Player of the Week in 2016 with Greenville. So, it looks like that's going to be the end of this video. If you do like this kind of content and you maybe want to see me do more trades like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so for every other day baseball content possibly. I don't know how often I'm going to upload without some KBO content. Like this video if you want the KBO content back. If you have not yet checked out my basketball channel, check it out. It's PLB with Basketball News. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And PLB with Football News, that's my football channel. I have not yet uploaded my first video on that yet. And that's going to be the end of the video. I think the White Sox won this trade. And I think I explained very well in this video why the White Sox won this trade. So if you do want to see me do this with more trades like this video, thank you for watching, and I will be back with more videos soon.